Whenever the ball drives to the rim, what I refer to as north-south dribble penetration, everyone on the perimeter must move to the next spot in the direction of the drive. In other words, if the ball handler drives right, then everyone's circle moves to the next spot on their right. If the ball is driven left, then everyone's circle moves to their left. The small circle around the ball defender turns the large circle on the perimeter. Each player on the perimeter only needs to be concerned with reading the ball. They don't need to worry about the big picture or the movement of their teammates. The system will take care of that. It's a simple situation of 4 separate two-player reads and reactions. With no decisions to be made, those without the ball can move quickly and decisively. Repetition and practice will increase their reaction time and ability to anticipate the driving motions of their teammates. This section is a bit longer than the others, but it can't be helped. There's a strategy to circle movement, and the strategy is a sum of the details. There are 3 reasons for circle movement that will help you with the strategy. On the youth level, most offensive players and most defensive players react to dribble penetration by standing and watching. If the defense is standing and watching, and I can get those without the ball to move to the next spot, good things will happen for the offense. It's that simple. On any level above youth teams, defense reacts to dribble penetration by helping, rotating, and recovering. Here's an example of standard help and rotation. In other words, if the penetrator drives left, then help and rotation moves in a right circular motion. Circle movement is going to send all players without the ball in the opposite direction that defense is trained to help and rotate. Will this always yield a scoring opportunity? No, nothing always works in basketball. But over the course of a game, if my offense is rotating in the opposite direction of the defense, then it puts the odds in favor of my offense. The third reason for circle movement is to simplify the ball handler's decisions when he or she drives. Simple decisions not only speed up reaction time, but they allow the offense to be decisive and aggressive. The design of the system is meant to provide the following for the penetrator at all times and in all formations. First and foremost, I want to provide space to get to the rim. I want those without the ball to move in such a way that if their defenders go with them, it will provide space for the penetrator to get to the goal. If defensive help comes from the most natural defensive position, then I want a teammate moving into a natural pitch window so that our penetrator has an easy and predictable pass that can be made without a turnover. Natural defensive help usually comes from one spot away in the direction of the drive. At least one teammate without the ball will be moving into a position such that if they receive a pass from the penetrator, it will result in a layup. So, we have the penetrator threatening the goal and at least one other teammate threatening the goal. This is part of a balance that I'm trying to maintain with everyone's slides. I don't want all the passing threats to be on the perimeter, and I don't want all the pressure to be on the rim. I want the defensive team to be required to defend both the perimeter and the goal at the same time on every drive. By the way, this layup threat is provided by the post player slides when we go 4 out or 3 out. We'll get to those in the next layer. If the defense stops the drive and rotates to cover all natural passes in front of the penetrator, then circle movement will provide a safety valve behind the penetrator. On even the most elementary level of the game, Dribble penetration draws defenders to the ball and leaves a hole on the perimeter from where the penetration began. In other words, if the penetrator is stopped from getting to the rim and all passing windows in his or her field of vision is covered, the safety valve behind them will bail them out of trouble. There's no need to risk a turnover by trying to beat 2 or 3 defenders or force a risky pass. Just stick the landing, reverse pivot, and pass back to the position from which you came. Basic circle movement is going to provide these passing windows for most dribble penetration scenarios, but not all of them. To be 90% complete, we need the next 2 layers, basic post slides and the baseline drives. To be 100% complete, we would have to add the advanced post slides layer. Consider what happens when circle movement has moved beyond habit to the point of automation. By the time the ball hits the floor, the feet of those without the ball are already moving to the next spot. Absolutely zero thinking by those without the ball. At this level, the ball handler knows where each teammate is heading. The ball handler does not look for teammates. The ball handler reads where the defensive help is coming from. The moment that defender commits, the moment that defender bites the bait, the pass has already left the hands of the ball handler and is on its way to the appropriate spot. Now you're prepared for helping defensive schemes of all kinds. If your opponent wants to help with a defender 2 passes away, fine, bring it on. Let's run through all the options that basic perimeter circle movement provides for the penetrator. let me address two problems that you'll incur in a 5-out formation. If the wing drives baseline, the corner cut could screw up the drive. First of all, if the drive occurs from above the free throw line extended, there's not much of a problem. But let's say that the spacing between the wing and the corner is not perfect. If the wing is too close to the corner, then I would question the wisdom of driving baseline in the first place. But let's say the drive happens anyway. If the corner stays, it won't screw up anything. The penetrator will have two possible safety valves, the corner and the wing. My problem with this is that the corner player has broken a habit and is now making decisions about when to go and when to stay. However, in this case, I'm not going to say that the player has to go. If the top or the opposite wing drive in this direction, you might run into the same problem. Either the corner is late getting started, which happens when you're first learning, or the corner is just not fast enough to get to the other side of the lane. In these cases, it's okay to stop in the short corner. It's not okay to just stay in the corner because the wing is circle moving into the corner. After you